That's it there, just with a bit of primer on it there, so it'll turn out well. So because I had these two fittings here taped up so that the shot blaster wouldn't get into them, I'm just going to give them a quick clean up with the drill. These are for connecting it all up to the tank and to the little injector in there. So I have the injector there, a spare one. I'll show you that once we finish cleaning these up. Okay, that's what happened when it's not on tight. Just get an adjustable on that, or I'll turn the drill the opposite way and that should be the just to take the bad lock off it, that's all. These are all going to be varnished, and that's the best thing for them. The shot blaster does leave them a little bit dull, the brass bit's dull. So. Cannot beat brass for shining up. Yeah, so clean up nicely now. Fool's gold, huh? Still a little bit there to do, that's all. So that will clear coat up nicely. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Still have to work on this as well, I nearly forgot about it. Speaking of brass, so I think that's still blocked, so yeah, I can see a lot of dirt in there, so I'll have to get that, do a job on that, get him ready for action, because another job on the 20 diesel is to get the second fuel filter plumbed into it. So in the meantime, this is drying here. I had an old hair dryer there as well on it, try and help it along. I do find that that rust primer takes minutes to dry anyway, really. Yeah. So that's ready for a top coat. I've underneath done as well, so that'll be getting painted, and then the rest of this is going to be just clear coated, just to preserve, to show off the material that's in it. Brass isn't fitted, isn't used anymore at all, really. So may as well just try and show off the bit that's in this. The bit there, probably forgot a bit of tape on that there. That's probably it's probably not shot blasted underneath it. Anyway, we'll have a look, and if I have to rub it with the drill, it's probably what I want. If I rub with the drill, I'd say. Be careful now, but this isn't the strongest material, but let's take a quick look. This is kind of polishing up slightly different, so we may as well continue that, I think, since it's have it looking the same anyway all the way around. So yes, and then we did a bit of repair here as well, so may as well smoothen that out. So now, yes, that's probably ready for a top coat, I would say. I'll be careful about where I hold this in the vise, or to grab it on something metal. The ball bearing is safe and sound there. It's on my magnetic tray there, and there on the spring. So for painting it, I like to just grab that metal bolt there if possible. Yeah, doesn't have to be held very hard, so we can get our paintbrush ready and get our paint mixed up and get that ready for on, and then we can get back then and we can start clear coating. What I find is the best thing for these little parts is take your time, small little brush, and build up the coats. So it's got 2 coats of the iron oxide, and I just take my time. This is just 2 things: to preserve it and to make it look nice, because it's a nice part. The part that's not going to find in any more vehicles, especially now when everything's going electric. And this is from the days of very early days of diesel engines and tractors, and it was a start date, mostly used in cold countries, called Kai gas. Nothing to do with gas. I don't know, it must have been the company that made them. And all it did was it sucked, acted as a kind of syringe, kind of drew a little bit of whatever was in your Kai gas tank, usually just a drop of diesel. Some people, I suppose, mixed petrol with it as well, and it just literally drew it into the syringe. Your ball bearing then and your spring after you pulled out your syringe, your ball bearing would be put into action then. It's a one-way valve, and when you push the syringe, then the ball bearing then would block the return, and it would shoot it out the other pipe, and that would shoot it into an ejector. So, early days of diesel tractors. 1951, I think, the Ferguson 20 diesel came out. For some of the year, I think. Wasn't the whole year, I don't think. Or was it 52? 52? I think 52, yeah, because the 52, they converted over to 12 volt electrics. And although the Ferguson 20 diesel had two 6-volt batteries, it used 12 volt electrics. And I think 52 was the first year. Could be wrong, it could have been a few around in 51. Maybe 51 was when they went 12 volt on the TVO. I can't really remember now which one's correct, but it's in around that anyway. I don't think I've heard much Ferguson 20 diesels being older than 52. So I just take my time, because I can't take the brass bit off because the screws are kind of rusted in there too much. I'm there's no option but to paint it by hand. Well, we can put a nice thick coat on it, and take your time, build it up. Preservation, to preserve it and just to have it looking nice. It's not a part that I need myself for this tractor here, but some bits of it to be able to use on the tractor at home. And I'm definitely going to make sure I put plenty of paint on this, just to keep it. It'll probably be sitting around for a while. I might even put it in one of them zip bags and try and keep the moisture off it altogether. Sure is nice the contrast between the paint and the brass, and then the kind of alloy metal as well. For me, this is all just a hobby at the end of the day. There's no pressure or stress about it. It's the opposite. It's my little bit of therapy's strange enough. So those angle grinder marks are well and truly covered up now. They were a little bit nasty. If it was me, I would have done anything but get an angle grinder to it, but I suppose the tractor breakers, when they're messing with stuff day in, day out, they mightn't necessarily have the same sort of patience that you or I might have. So it's turning out fairly well there now. I suppose using the hair dryer there to help dry the undercoat or the iron oxide has caused a little bubble or two. Well, who cares? It's not something that's going to be studied with too much detail. It's just, once it looks good, once we keep the rust off it, the job is OXO. Okay, I think that's nearly good enough. Just want to do a nice neat job up against that brass so that we can have the contrast of the two materials. Sure looks a lot better than when we started. ask me. While we're here, sure, we'll do in here as well. So I'll come back when I've this done and we'll show you the finished product. Let it dry overnight and then you'll actually tirem morach. It's dry tomorrow. We'll break out the varnish and we'll clear coat all that lovely brass. So I'll come back when I have this painted under here. So touch it into, it's done. So before I forget, and so that you can remind me, in case I do forget, I have put in my spring in there, and I am putting in the ball bearing and screwing all that back in. Safe and sound. So I've just done in underneath it there as well, right around, and we have the grey done as well. So what's going to happen is this is going to dry, and then we're going to start clear coating that then tomorrow. Don't want to go putting on too much different wet paints. So the clear coat will obviously get onto the grey as well a little bit. It's going to be nearly impossible to avoid that. So I want it dry first. And you never know, if I like the look of the bit of clear coat that gets on it, I might clear coat the whole bloody thing as well, grey and all. And then it will look really nice and glossy. But regardless, I think it looks a lot better now. As much as, yes, we know a bit of the knob is broken off that, like, and had to do a little bit of a impromptu fixing there as well. But look, it's definitely looking a lot better with no angle grinder marks in it anyway, I think that's fair to say. So this is how it's finished. I just threw on a bit of clear varnish on onto the brass, so you can see the shine on it there, and it actually is pumping. When you pull it out, you can hear the click from the ball there and there. I don't know, you can actually hear it there as well, pumping. So it sucks and it pushes out then. So that's good, it's working. There is a rope seal on them, but I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with this. I know my tractor at home in my home place is missing, I think, all of that and these, so I might end up just stripping it from below my thumb, I'd say. But it's sort of turning out well. Looks the part anyway. And definitely fill a hole in a dash, I suppose, on the tractor. And it would look complete enough with the bonnet closed. So very happy with that. On a hosta or fadlish in. So we'll move on to the next part, and I think they're going to be the oil pressure clocks. So we'll get them down and have a look at them.